Discipline is not punishment. It is not rigidity. It is not deprivation. Discipline is freedom. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from the self that settles for comfort over greatness. It is not merely about waking early or abstaining from indulgence. It's about shaping the soul, moment by moment, into a weapon against mediocrity. Discipline is not one grand gesture, but a lifetime of choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. It means being consistent in action, regardless of emotion. It means accepting long-term responsibility for short-term discomfort. It is choosing to act with intent in a world driven by impulse. Throughout history, warriors, philosophers, and everyday people have walked this path, guided by principles that transcend culture, era, or circumstance. From emperors in marble halls to lone swordsmen in the mountains, the disciplined have always stood apart. From the Roman Empire to feudal Japan, from the battlefield to the boardroom, those who lived with discipline shaped the course of their lives and history. This is their story, and if you choose it, this can be your story too. It starts not with talent or luck, but with a decision, a quiet decision made daily, to live with purpose. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, wrote Epictetus. In a world of uncertainty, Stoic philosophy offers a compass. At its heart lies one essential principle: control what you can, accept what you cannot. And within that acceptance lies great power, the power to act, to focus, to endure. Epictetus, once a slave who rose to become a revered teacher, believed that true power came from within. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome from 161 to 180 CE, governed not just an empire, but his own mind. Despite the pressures of leadership and the chaos of war, including the Antonine Plague and military conflict on the frontiers, he found refuge in daily journaling. He wrote not for fame, but for clarity. His reflections, compiled posthumously into meditations, provide one of the most enduring records of Stoic practice. He did not demand applause. He demanded of himself only discipline. In his meditations, Marcus reminds himself, "You will meet people who are selfish, greedy, jealous, but none of it has to touch you." Discipline, to the Stoics, began in the mind. It was the practice of inner order. They didn't strive to control the outside world. They focused on mastering their responses to it. And in mastering their responses, they mastered their fate. For them, virtue and reason were the highest goals, and discipline was the means to attain them. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, Roman philosopher and advisor to Emperor Nero, taught that time was our most precious resource. In his essay on the shortness of life, he wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Every moment lost to hesitation, distraction, or impulse was a moment stolen from greatness." The Stoic approach to discipline wasn't forceful. It was intentional, deliberate. They taught us to question our desires, to reframe pain, and to embrace hardship as an opportunity to grow stronger. They saw the world not as an enemy, but as a training ground for character. To them, a well-disciplined life was one that stayed aligned with values, no matter the trials. In 1645, Miyamoto Musashi, undefeated swordsman, ronin, and tactician, retired to a cave called Reigando. He had fought over 60 documented duels and never lost. But in that cave, he picked up a brush, not a blade, and wrote a book, the Book of 5 Rings. His text, written shortly before his death, captured the strategy, mindset, and philosophy that had guided his life. This was not just a manual for battle, it was a manifesto for discipline, a warrior's guide to mastering the self through endless repetition and clarity of purpose. Musashi viewed discipline as the key to personal evolution, transcending victory and defeat. Musashi's way was not rooted in motivation. He believed in relentless self-discipline, forged through solitude, repetition, and attention. He lived simply, ate little, trained constantly. He avoided luxuries. Even in his later years, he slept on hard floors to avoid weakness. He wrote of training not to win, but to transcend the need to win, to live beyond ego. In his writings, Musashi warns, "The way is in training." To him, skill was not a gift. It was a choice made over and over. Each swing of the sword, each morning of cold wind, each quiet hour in solitude, these were sacred. Discipline wasn't just preparation. It was the way itself. He did not wait for inspiration. He acted, and action became art. His philosophy encouraged mastery of all arts, including calligraphy, painting, and sculpture, as a way of sharpening focus and presence. He also emphasized adaptability. Just as water adapts to the shape of its container, the disciplined warrior must be formless, able to meet any moment with precision and presence. Musashi believed that discipline created not rigidity, but ultimate freedom, the freedom to respond with clarity in any circumstance. Through Musashi, we learn that true mastery is not about one big moment. It's about thousands of small, disciplined acts done when no one is watching. The path to greatness is 1,000 quiet steps. Today, the sword has become the schedule, the battlefield, the everyday world. Yet the need for discipline remains unchanged. In a world of instant gratification, those who can delay, who can persist, who can endure, they are the new warriors. Jocko Willink, a retired U.S. Navy SEAL officer, served for 20 years, including combat leadership in the Iraq War. He co-authored Extreme Ownership, which promotes the idea that leaders must take full responsibility for outcomes. Willink wakes up at 4:30 a.m. every day and often posts his watch to social media with the caption, "Discipline equals freedom." In his words, if you want freedom in life, financial freedom, more free time, physical freedom, then discipline is the path. There is no other way. Jocko trains when he doesn't feel like it. He works when it's hard. Because he knows that in moments of pressure, it's not talent that saves you, it's habit. And habits are built in the trenches, not on the podium. He teaches that discipline in small decisions leads to freedom in big ones. David Goggins, a former U.S. Navy SEAL and ultramarathon runner, weighed nearly 300 pounds before joining the military. He transformed himself through self-discipline, completing some of the toughest endurance events in the world. Goggins ran 100 miles in under 24 hours with severe injuries. His memoir, Can't Hurt Me, documents his philosophy. Suffering is necessary for growth. Goggins says, when your mind is telling you you're done, you're only at 40%. To him, discipline was a weapon against mediocrity. He built mental calluses by pushing himself daily, doing the things he hated as if he loved them. Cold showers, long runs, brutal honesty. He chased suffering because on the other side of it was strength. Goggins and Willink both live by the principle that comfort is a lie, and growth lives on the edge of what feels impossible. They show us that discipline is not glamorous. It is ugly. It is grinding. But it is also glorious. Their lives are case studies in choosing what's hard to become what's great. Discipline is not always loud. It doesn't always wear medals or post selfies. It is the quiet engine that turns potential into power. Often, it looks like waking up when no one's watching, turning off the phone to write, saying no to the second drink, choosing broccoli over fries, going to the gym alone, staying on the path when the path is boring. It means doing the right thing because it's right, not because anyone is watching. In Japanese culture, this mindset is called kaizen, a business philosophy of continuous improvement developed after World War II. Though originally rooted in manufacturing, kaizen has come to represent a personal ethic of gradual daily progress. The idea is simple. Small changes, repeated over time, lead to massive transformation. In Stoicism, this is ataraxia, inner peace through reason and self-mastery. A serenity born not from circumstance, but from choosing the right action again and again. This kind of peace comes not from ease, but from effort. Not from comfort, but from control. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about not giving up when you aren't. It's about rising after falling. Forgiving yourself, then recommitting to the path. A disciplined person is not flawless. They are relentless. Every time you fall and get back up, that is discipline. Every time you act according to values, not moods, that is discipline. Every time you say, "I'll do it anyway," that is the seed of greatness. What does discipline look like for you? It starts small. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Make your bed. Write down one goal. Keep a promise to yourself. Start where you are, not where you think you should be. Discipline is not a destination. It is a beginning, renewed each day. It grows through repetition and reflection. Use the tools. Journaling, like Marcus Aurelius, reflect and recalibrate. Anchor your thoughts. Train your mind to observe itself. Routine, like Jocko, let discipline make decisions for you. Remove emotion from the equation and replace it with clarity. Challenge, like Goggins, seek resistance to become resilient. Don't fear the storm, become it. Presence, like Musashi, bring your whole self to each moment. Make every act a ceremony. Let discipline become your art. Don't wait for motivation. Create motion. Action breeds clarity. Clarity breeds discipline. Discipline breeds freedom. And remember, you will fail. You will miss days. You will fall short. That doesn't mean you're undisciplined. That means you're human. True discipline is not never falling. It is always returning, always re-engaging, always choosing to begin again. That is the unshakable path. You are not born disciplined. You become disciplined by doing hard things on purpose. Every day is a test. Every moment, a chance to choose strength over ease. You will doubt yourself. You will feel pain. You will be tempted to stop. But you will continue. Because you are not chasing ease, you are forging strength. You are not looking for the easy road, you are choosing the way. Every great life, every hero, every warrior, every legend was built in silence, in repetition, in discipline. So start today. Train like Musashi. Think like Aurelius. Rise like Goggins. Lead like Jocko. Walk the unshakable path. Discipline is not a burden. It is your greatest power. Choose it, and keep choosing it, until discipline becomes who you are.